Okay. Hello everyone. It is Sanctuary here. I am going to be doing something that most people are doing nowadays, which is just making tier lists. Here's the thing, is my tier list, be warned, me rating units will piss people off. I'm gonna be completely honest. That's gonna it's a given fact. Like I rate units harshly when it comes down to this game because they are expensive. Let's be completely reasonable. It's not that I don't like these units, it's that I want them to be great. And if I see problems with one and others just are cheaper and do better, then they are obviously better. It's kind of like let's give it for example. Anyways, let's get to it. So the only tier list I'm gonna rate for this is gonna be the EXs, because most people are going to who are free to play are going to want to summon on just one EX to try to get this stuff. And so let's carry on. First two, Shanks and Blackbeard. Let's be completely reasonable. These units, they are fucking 5 years old, dude. 5. Here's the thing, though. I'll put Shanks at B. I'll put him at B, and I'll put Blackbeard at the top B. Blackbeard's only advantage right now is that he's a red. That's pretty much it. He's just a red unit. Shanks is up and running for one of the worst EXs right now, just in the meta. He can do his stuff. It's just what he has is just not really. Other units do it better than him, and that's very apparent. Big Mom. Okay. Let me let you know on a little thing called the meta is starting to work for her, but she's still not good enough. Big Mom. She's immune to status effects. If you know that, that's one of her buffs. She got immune to status effects, and now there's a big heavy status effect user called Kuzan. And so she does fine, like kind of fine against him. The only issues is she doesn't really tank as much as you would expect. Because Kuzan does fixed damage, and then Garp just counters her. There's just a shit ton of things. She's obviously better than these two. So editors now, basically, funny enough, her shock goes through invincibilities. Something I didn't really take into account. Take that with what you will. Oden, I'm sorry, but without your buff, you're probably the worst. Like I'm gonna be completely real. Like Oden, you just don't have anything that's really like apparently good. Like a lot of the other units can just deal with you like very easily. And that's sad because he's probably gonna be the one that avoids the buff and is probably gonna go to someone else like usual. Either way, on a happier note, we go to Roger. Roger's buff, I will say, has been aging like fine wine. He is either at the bottom of like SS tier or at A tier. It is very hard to put him a little bit lower or higher just because of the way he's built. Because for one, his shit goes through walls, and that's one of the best things about him that aged really well is because he's very much guaranteed to get that hit. The only issue is I would say Garp. I would be most specific about Garp's the hardest counter to him because he works on damage reduction now because of his skill 2. Kuzan doesn't really do as much as you would expect. Sabo gets shit on by him pretty much. And most of the meta is like pretty much not really at a disadvantage for him. Like it's either blue or blacks that you're really dealing with. Kainu. Yeah, I've been using Kainu a little bit. I'd actually put him above the fucking buffed units. The issue is Kainu's dodge is still really fucking strong. And now it's even better because of the fucking units that don't take away your status effects. The only, like, here's the thing. The only two that take away your fucking status effects are gonna be fucking S-Snake and Lucci. These motherfuckers don't take away your status effect at all. He's actually buffed from it. Like, with this meta, he's doing way better than what he would be doing. The only issue he would have is these motherfuckers and light Shanks. Like, I'm gonna be completely real. That's the only issues he's gonna, like, pretty much have. You build a skill 2 set on him, and he's pretty much working fine. And so I'm pretty much like, it's gonna be insane when this motherfucker gets his buff, because he's already working fine as it is against Garp and fucking Kuzan. If they buff him, it's just game over. Like, GG, these two units are fucking dead. Maybe he's gonna die as well. Who knows? Yamato. How the mighty have fallen. People gassed her up for being a runner. I told you the flag cap was gonna be a really big problem. Guess what? Fucking Daddy Kuzan just fucking comes in, removes that 1 HP trait, and it's really easy to just get knocked over the flag. And she doesn't heal fixed damage, so she's completely shit on by, like, these two. Because this motherfucker can knock her off. This motherfucker just keeps her down. Like, it's kind of hard. And it's just sad. Either way, keep going. Okay. EX Kaido. A fun one. A very good buff, I will say. His buff was really good. He had a very good showcase in the meta for when he came out. A lot of people did a lot of damage with him. Personally, I wasn't a fan of how much damage he had. I wish he was a little bit more tanky. Which is, you see the issue with when you're going against Garp, because Garp just fucking one-shots the shit out of him. Well, he doesn't one-shot the shit out of him. His defense can tank a Garp blue hole. It's just, there's a lot of things that just, I wish he could have just dealt with a little bit tankier. Because he's a defender. Like, I didn't really care too much about the damage. If they made it into his defense stacking instead of what it is right now to attack, then I would have liked it a little bit better. Either way, I will put him at the top of S tier. Move you to the side. Expensive Luffy. Here's the motherfucker that literally ruined the game. It didn't cost you gems, it cost you real bucks. And you know what? Right now, he is worse than a Kainu. This motherfucker cost half of the money that this motherfucker costs. Not even half. This is like a quarter. An eighth, I think? An eighth of the money. Yeah, you literally, you spend your whole fucking, like, whole allowance to get one unit. And that's 4-star. And he's still worse than this one right now. That's crazy. Either way, I think his buff is going to go fine, but I think the issue with him right now is that it's just not enough to be immune to status effects when you're above 90. I think it's 97%. It's something really low. Like, if you get hit once, it's really hard to recover from that. It's and it's also just green meta. It's pretty much Sabo, Kuzan, this motherfucker over here. He could probably do well against Garp. I'm not too sure. Then Light Shanks just fucking bullies you. This motherfucker takes away your skills, pretty much. And then it's just there's just so many that just deal with him. Zephyr. Okay, here's the thing with Zephyr. I think Zephyr is a great unit. I didn't think he ever had, like, a time to shine because of Shanks. I do think he is pretty good right now as he is. He didn't really do, like, he doesn't really have a bad matchup right now. I do think Garp would shit on him a lot. The problem is Garp's normals attacks need to knock him down beforehand, and he has really quick normal attacks. I don't think he heals from Garp. He does shit on Kuzan, doesn't he? How does he do against Sabo? He does fixed damage, but Sabo heals fixed damage, I think. Well, I feel fine putting him above Kainu. I think he's better than Kainu. Film Red Shanks. Okay. with the release, like with all the fucking status effects, like takeaways or like state takeaways, just going away. Like none of them are really coming back. I do think Film Red Shanks has like potential to be good. I would put him right next to the one that he got released with, because he does have a lot of high damage output. The issue is he can't really tank a hit. Which the benefit for him is he doesn't really need to, because his little immunity to being targeted by skills, which is the biggest way like Garp deals with you, is just basically hitting you with skills. Would I put him above Big Mom? They're both fucking they're both status effect units. I guess I'd put them side by side. I really can't. I really can't tell which one would be better. Because on one hand, Big Mom can do a shit ton of work because her skills go through walls, and on the other, Shanks just has a really good kit immediately. I do think his kit is aged fine. HP cut is still fucking annoying to deal with. Big Mom. Big Mom. You're the top B. Let's be completely real. Your heals. Your heals are so bad. It's horrendous. Like, I'm gonna be genuinely. As a defender, your heals being like locked to damage is crazy. Because for one, look, I'll show you. Knockback for that one. Knockback for this one. Fucking using skills on this one that I'm showing you right here. Tremoring on this one, you heal a shit ton. Knockback. Why the fuck would you do damage? The same shit with Blackbeard. Why do you need to do damage to get fucking heals? That's stupid. Like, that's legit dumb. In my change, if they want to do that shit, then they should do it when they have fucking defense or some shit like that. It's really stupid. She did not age well because her fucking damage. Like, her fucking heals being linked to damage in a flame is shit. Like, it's really bad. Because that's why I put fucking Luffy above her, is because his fucking heals are at least decent. Like, one of them you just have to cap flags, the other one you just have to kill. Like, that one's pretty fucking simple. Either way, just fucking top of B tier. Let's move on from her. Kaido. Okay. So, Kaido removes states. The problem is most of the states that are on right now don't really have, like, a buff, per se. Like, Shanks doesn't have a buff. Sabo doesn't really have a buff. This one needs to get hit 3 times. It doesn't really matter. They're pretty much like what they are. And I'm pretty sure, like, just fucking he's kind of there. Like, he doesn't really do much. As a runner, I feel like he's fine. It's just he doesn't really have his bread and butter to do anymore. He can deal with Kuzan, but I guess you anti-heal him and like anyone else can deal with them. Not really your responsibility. Either way, here's the one I wanted to talk about the most. This motherfucker aged so fucking well. I'm gonna be completely real. This motherfucker aged like fine fucking wine. He is so fucking good in this meta right now. It's not even I'm not even joking. Because I'm trying to think. The top tiers struggle with him. Like, the actual top tier struggle with them. The only ones that don't struggle with them are these motherfuckers. The fucking Lucci and fucking S-Snake. Maybe Light Shanks. Well, no, definitely Light Shanks, because he can't fucking deal with that. But Garp, he can almost deal with. I'm gonna be completely real. The fucking invincibility helps him out so much. Because, you have an invincibility, he has an invincibility, you can just counteract that shit. I didn't expect him to not shit on, like, I expected Kuzan to just fucking wipe him. But no, he heals from fixed damage. Or no, he heals from percent damage. So one to one, he can deal with a Kuzan if you're good enough with it, which is the same as like Roger and Yamato. And then he shits though. He fucking shuts this shit down, like, completely. Sabo gets shut down by him. And you don't need to worry about your counters on the fucking bottom or any of these, like, down here, because all of them just fucking deal with their shit, like, pretty well. He aged really well. Like, it's surprising how well he just completely came out. Okay. Now we get into probably my least favorite EX that came out just because of how they designed her. She's either at the bottom of B tier or at C tier. I really, it doesn't really matter because that's kind of like what you expect from her. The issue, okay, here's the issue with her. She can deal with Garp. She cannot deal with like Aokiji. She can't deal with that. She can't deal with Sabo. Her fucking heals are. She doesn't have heals. As an EX, that's crazy. Like, fucking units before her had heals. This is a 4.5 fucking Annie unit. Like, how did you fucking fumble this badly, Bandai? This unit was ass on release, and it's ass now. Like, you made her to counter fucking Zoro, but Zoro didn't need to fucking be countered. He was fine. Either way, fucking C tier at best. Fuck that unit. The unit I made gameplay about and made look way better than what they were supposed to, but is only A tier. this fucking unit, you're gonna encounter so many situations. Cause for one, this whole lineup kind of shits on them. I'm gonna be completely real. I can deal with a Garp. I do think they're a very good unit. I just don't think they are top tiers like these. And for the top tiers, I'll put my personal ones up there when you get to it. Luffy aged pretty bad. I would put him above Zephyr. It's just the issue with him is like nowadays his fucking just like his situation is just really hard to work with. Cause for one, his stacks are very hard to get nowadays because everyone needs to be knocked back. I guess you can do that with Sabo. But the issue is like, do you really want to stack up against most of these? Because this one ignores defense, this one ignores defense. This one stacks up like quicker than you can fucking stack up. This one just directly counters you. And that's pretty much like how Luffy just kind of fell from grace. Like this Gear 5, people were like, oh my god, it's the coolest thing ever. And then turns out, yeah, just power creep. Yamato and Ace, I'm gonna be completely real. They are very good right now. They're pretty fucking decent. They do well against most of the top tiers right here. Yamato can deal with this side. Fucking Ace can deal with this side. Both of them can deal with Garp. I'm gonna be completely real with that. Like they're pretty well aging. I think they're better aging than Zoro. But that's also to consider the fact that Reds have been pretty fucking like Reds are struggling right now. I'll tell you, like, look at this shit. Red, then just red. Like literally most of the bottom tiers are Reds. Like that's a sign. Reds are not doing really good right now. So just how they are, it's either they're top tier or just fucking down at the bottom. Whitebeard never really had a chance to shine. He still doesn't. I do think he's better than most of these other units. But he's not really like there per se. Like I don't think he's pretty much set in stone. Like he's pretty much just kind of there. Most of these other units have like their own little like flow. He does work well with Kuzan, which is a plus for him, but it's just like you know, it's just you really don't have like a place in the meta. I would say Whitebeard is because most of the ones that you're trying to deal with ignore his immobilizing status effect, because it's Garp just has 75 or has 80%. Sorry, that's not going. That's not going in the video. I hope. I'm editing it. Shut the fuck up. No, I'm editing it. That's going in the video, definitely. Okay. No, but I was just saying, like, he has 80% status effect nullification, and then for Kainu, it's just I think immune to nullify status, like pure like ones that fucking immobilizing status. Uh, he just immediately shits on him too because his fucking status like immunity as well. But I do think he has like a place. If you wanna make him work, you can make him work. Cause I mean, a good player can make a good unit work, but it's just like, do you want to be struggling as much as like these other ones? Just do it way better. Like, why use Whitebeard when you can use fucking Blue Kaido? It is pretty. I respect the choice, but it is what it is. Like, you really can't say anything about that. Okay, this motherfucker ruined a meta. Do you want to know the fucking issue? He's still fucking top tier. I do think he's one of the 6 that are still top tier. The only fucking reason he's up here is because he's such a good linking partner with Garp. He's so fucking dangerous. You have no idea how annoying fucking Garp and fucking Roger is. Like they work so fucking well together. Cause not only do you have to not worry about fucking building another unit behind him, he's a perfect fucking runner. Like he's really good. I do think his kit aged fantastically. I do think he's really fucking good right now. As somebody who hated this motherfucker on launch, I hate him still now, and now he has the perfect fucking linking partner that you want to do. Because you go for mid flag, you get the fucking flag with him, and then you go Garp, and then you just fucking annihilate shit. It is super simple. I do think top tiers are using this shit. If they're not, they're just using Garp and fucking Sabo or some shit like that. But I do think this is a good fucking, like, this is a strong fucking team. S-Snake. Another one that I hated. But she's going up here as well. Her dodges save her a shit ton. You have no idea how much it fucking matters when most of the fucking, like, most of the characters who just, that are gonna fucking annihilate you immediately is just single hit, pretty much. The only ones that are multi-hit is just pretty much fucking these motherfuckers down here. But she just clean sweeps everyone who's down here. Like it is pretty crazy. I do put her worse than fucking Roger. Don't get me wrong. I do think she's a Roger counter. She's not better. I do think Roger just deals with a lot of shit. Here's the thing with her is I do think she annihilates a shit ton of these options at the bottom. Which is it is insane for her. It is crazy. Because she makes most of these units obsolete, and that's why I'm putting her at the top. Okay, there's 2 profiles for fucking Lucci, but we're just gonna use this one. Top tier as well. It is shocking how well this one worked. Just cause his fucking runner form is really good. And he can tank a bit before he goes down. I mean, it doesn't really matter at the end. You can deal with Kuzan, maybe Garp if you're good. I'm not gonna act like Garp. I'm not gonna act like anyone can survive Garp because Garp's just a fucking whole nuke when it comes down to it. Because it's just how he was built. But the issue, the good thing with him is that his mobility is really good, and that's someone you can see paired with like another Bounty Fest that I can give you an example with Bluno. Bluno and him as a really good team. I'll be completely real with that. It's never a bad investment to invest into basically Lucci. Either way, we go on to Shanks, which I do think. Here's the thing: I do think he aged the worst out of these 3, just because of how the meta has really switched to being like, no runners. We want you to have no runners now. Like you see that kind of runner you want. Do you like that? No. Okay. Do I put him above Yamato and Ace? No. I put him above Kaido though. Actually, yeah, I put him above Kaido. He has a lot more use right now than Kaido does. Here's the thing: is like I do think Garp completely makes him obsolete, and I did say that about his heals. Like I think his heals would be pretty hard to deal with if it was like specifically limited to red, blue, and green. And now that we have freaking Garp, it's kind of hard to deal with Garp for him. I do think that's his biggest counter. It is kind of hard to make Shanks work just because of how dominant Garp is right now. But I feel like once Garp goes down and once Reds come back, then he would probably see some use again. It's probably gonna be sooner rather than later because some Reds are gonna get buffed soon. This video was made beforehand. Garp immediately. You don't need an answer. You don't need to like know anything. Garp's damage is really good. I do think he's gonna. The only issue I have with him, if people don't realize, is his heals being capped. Kind of weird. It kind of feels like they wanted to purposely nerf him. I do think for one, I do think his shield is going to be one of the things that are targeted in recent bounty fests that are coming out soon. I do think that's going to be something that's going to happen because you saw it with if people don't remember, they did that to counter Yamato, but they never really needed to. The bounty fest that it was Neptune. If you guys remember, they like completely overtuned Neptune to have like something against shields. Okay, Kuzan. People are not gonna like this, but Kuzan is actually better than Garp right now. And the only issue is like you can say like, oh no, they're head to head. Kuzan fucking dominates this meta. You don't understand how fucking broken Kuzan is until you look at the flag charge. The biggest issue with this fucking meta is all the flags are fucking charged. I don't give a shit if I'm dying. If all those flags are fucking charged, then you know no one's gonna get those flags. That's the fucking difference. I don't give a shit if you wipe out my team. If those flags are charged, there's no way to come back from it. That's why it's so fucking dominant to have him. Because you have a good runner, you have like Kuzan, and you immediately win that game because the fucking flags are charged. That's why this motherfucker works. This motherfucker is great. That's why this motherfucker works. This motherfucker is great right now. That's why fucking, like, most of these fucking units are good. Because all these fucking runners just try to make it, like, they try to belittle his fucking back stance. And that's why I get so annoyed by fucking people saying, like, this damage is great. This damage is going to be the top tier in the game. No, it doesn't fucking matter. If you can't get flags, then what's the fucking point of winning? Like, you're not going to win just getting fucking kills. I digress. You hear my little rant with it. But, yeah, I put Kuzan better than Garp just because the thing is, Kuzan brings a shit ton to the table. It's really hard to deal with, that, flag charge. It's just a lot of little things, and I'm just like, dude, it's so much. He does so much to fucking, ruin the meta. Okay, and Sabo, you already know. Sabo, here's the thing. Sabo is... I'll be completely real. Sabo can defeat these two. I do think he's the worst one. His price was pretty high, so I did have high expectations for him. The only thing was, I think Sabo is not for, like, daily people. I think Sabo is very hard to use. The infinite counters sound easy and, like, a noob thing to do. Like, kind of benefit everyone else. The issue with Sabo is people do not know exactly how to play his role. Because his role is kind of different from Kuzan. Because Kuzan you can use as an attacker. That's like part of his kit. That's simple enough. Garp, you use attack. That's pretty much easy. You just run in a straight line and go. Sabo, you want to go for back flags and try to disrupt as much as possible. And I do think his playstyle is very hard to master. If you want an easier time getting wins, use these two. I do think this one would have the highest chance of winning if you learned how to master it. He is a great EX, don't get me wrong. Would I say he's the best one? Absolutely not. I do have to give it to these two, because for him, having a shit ton of damage is very nice. Him just ruining the fucking meta and making runners just have to work twice as hard is very difficult. I digress, but we'll see what happens. Sabo's been pretty good for what he is right now. And so pretty much you figured out the tier list. Either way, let me know your thoughts in the comments just to figure out what we're gonna do. Because trust me, I love when people disagree with me. Like if you guys don't disagree with me, I'm gonna feel like I'm the weird one. Either way, thank you for watching. We'll have another gameplay video soon. Don't worry. It's not gonna take me too long. I finally got my capture card working, so you're gonna be able to see actual clear gameplay. I'm so sorry about the last one, but either way, thank out. Peace.